Well, ladies and
Not yet,
gentlemen,
not yet.
welcome.
All right.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to today's show. Whether you're joining us in traffic as you headed to work or to any other assignment that you are going to undertake today, whether you're watching this at home with friends or with a member of your family, welcome to the Tea-Cast, the podcast that you have just before tea time. I'll be your guest host for today's show. My name is Eric Opon. We are going to have a conversation in depth about one of the most important skills in any human being's life, that of public speaking. In addition, we will explain further about the upcoming Toastmasters East African Conference 2024, commonly referred to as TCON, which is going to be held in a little less than a month from now, starting on the 9th to the 11th of May 2024. I am glad to have with me today a seasoned Toastmaster who has served in different capacities both at club level and in other higher level leadership positions within the Toastmasters movement, both in his country and beyond. Within the time that we have left, a little over 40 minutes, we are going to discuss about our journeys, about Toastmasters in general. For all of you joining us from different clubs, online through our different social media platforms where this is being streamed live, do tell us where you're joining from. Write your name and the name of your club. As you know, the club that has the highest number of participants in today's meeting will get a gift from the organizers of TCON on behalf of their club. Welcome again to the TCast. And without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, allow me to introduce the affable, ever so dependable, elegant, if you like, Wilson George Asiimwe. Wilson, welcome to today's podcast. As we wait for Wilson to turn on his video, a little brief about the Toastmasters movement. Toastmasters International is a movement that was started in October 1924 in the United States by Ralph Smedley. It is a non-profit educational organization that is present in more than 140 countries in the world, teaching its members to become confident and competent speakers who develop a wide variety of skills by being members of different Toastmasters clubs. They total more than 14,000 clubs in this 143, at last count, 143 countries, where members can join clubs near their places of work and their places of residence and start on the journey to becoming confident and competent speakers, and by extension, confident and competent leaders. In October of this year, Toastmasters will be celebrating its 100 years of existence since it was founded, helping to make speakers and leaders previously unknown to the world rise up, make their voices heard, and their stories become even greater. We will continue to promote the Toastmasters message and do not feel shy if you are not a Toastmasters member. Through our discussions today with Wilson, you will get to hear more about the benefits of being a Toastmaster, both for you on an individual level, on a professional level, and even greater benefits that accrue from joining any club in your country, in your region, or in the place that you work. Once more, I would like to welcome Division F Director Wilson George Asiimwe to this conversation. Wilson, good morning. If Wilson can hear us, the world is waiting to see and put a face to the name.
Yes, my friend Eric Opon. I'm using two
Now,
gadgets, and can you hear me?
yes, we can. Would like to see you. It will be really beautiful.
Yes, I'm trying to connect my second gadget so you can see me, but I'm being told I need a
Okay.
passcode.
I will ask the Zoom master to share the passcode with our guest. As we await for you to join on your second device so that we can put the face to the name, please introduce yourself briefly. Then we will reintroduce you once the whole world has gotten to see how handsome you look and continue. Who's Wilson Asiimwe? The person besides the Toastmaster. Please introduce yourself.
Well, I am a research fellow based at Center for Social Research in Kampala. I joined Toastmasters on April 1st, 2018, and it was a Fool's Day, and that was the first time I visited a Toastmasters club. And when I went back to my place, some of my colleagues told me, you must have been fooled. How can you pay so much money on this day? These are some of these
Uh,
organizations that can fool you and take your money. But Bukutu Toastmasters was such a fantastic club. When I visited, I found fantastic speakers. I'd struggled to speak for about 15 years. I was a boss. I had people working under me, but they used to complain that I wasn't speaking effectively. And so when I found Toastmasters, I became so wild. I attracted so many Toastmasters within 2 weeks. I became the VPM of Bukoto in a month. I asked my colleagues, why are you making me the VPM when you have so many seasoned Toastmasters around? They said, no, it's not the number of years you've spent here, but your commitment. And so the following year, I became the president. And after that, area director, 17, and division director. I think I'm the only Toastmaster in East Africa who was served as a division director for 2 terms. And I'm the immediate club growth director for East Africa. And I'm so proud of the fact that I worked with so many committed members last year to make our district number 8 in the whole world. And for me, that is a big achievement. I've sponsored over 6 clubs in 3 different countries: Uganda, Djibouti, and Burundi. And I continue to mentor so many Toastmasters across East Africa. I have so many friends across all the countries that have Toastmasters clubs. I'm so passionate about promoting a Toastmasters brand. I really believe that everyone should be a Toastmaster.
Everyone should be a Toastmaster. Well, what a very intriguing story. About 15 years of leadership
But
in the space of
in the
research.
space of review.
and now becoming a Toastmaster, going on to occupy different leadership positions and excelling at them. First of all, you mentioned your club as Bukoto Toastmasters. Where is Bukoto Toastmasters located?
I left Bukoto actually, and now I do a member of Kampala Executives and Kampala South. I sponsored the first Rotary Toastmasters Club
All
in
right.
Uganda. I think it must have been the first Rotary Toastmasters Club in East Africa. I had to leave Bukoto to go and support Kampala South. It was a new club. And
Mm.
of course, Kampala Executives was struggling. And right now, I think those clubs are performing well, and I can't regret leaving Bukoto to go and support these young clubs.
Well, fair enough. By the mention of Kampala, ladies and gentlemen, you are able to decipher that Wilson Asiimwe is from Uganda. A little bit of information about the Toastmasters East Africa Conference. This conference will bring together participants from all over East Africa from more than 6 countries in the region: Kenya, Uganda, Tanzania, Rwanda, Burundi, Ethiopia, among many more. They will be attending the conference starting the 9th to the 11th of May 2024. Let's talk a little bit more about the upcoming Toastmasters East Africa Conference, Wilson. And as you can see, the fine gentleman is just about to join. Technology being what it is, it will give its space. But then we continue. What has been your experience so far as regards the TCON event? Have you attended previous Toastmaster East Africa conferences? If so, how has the experience been? What is it that people should look out for in these events?
Well, I know for sure that most people travel to other countries do not mainly travel to go and attend the conference in general, but they also want to experience the beauty of the conference, the location of the conference. I remember last year when we were trying to promote the TICON, Dar es Salaam. So many people were not registering for the first, I think, 2 months. But when I traveled to Dar es Salaam and I shared some photos of those beaches, so many people started registering and were telling me we have to go and enjoy the beauty of this place and have so much fun around Dar es Salaam. And I know that Mombasa is one of those beautiful places in East Africa, and I'm sure many people have been gone there would like to go and attend a conference. But for those who are very serious about the conference, I can't imagine a better event where you have fantastic speakers competing for those 4 accolades: the evaluation speech contest, humorous speech contest, table topics, international speech contest. Those are some of the activities that can attract so many people to attend an event like that. I really enjoy people who are competing because they prepare so much, and sometimes you can't imagine, are they human beings or international speech contest, for instance, when you listen to the speakers, you ask yourself the question: are these human beings? Are these people like me? The way
Yes.
they speak, you just want to go back and work so hard to be like them. And
Mm.
I want to encourage people who would like to be inspired to attend Deacon, because when you listen to those fantastic speakers and go back to your respective clubs, you just want to be like those people. But of course, networking, you meet so many people from all the East African countries that have Toastmasters clubs. I have so many friends across East Africa. Sometimes when I have projects, I'm a research fellow. I just call Toastmasters. Can you please find me somebody who can work with me, on this project? And it is so easy to do that. And I have been encouraging my colleagues in Uganda to ensure that they attend TICON, because for me, networking is a very important thing. It's the new currency, because you can't work alone. You need people who are experienced in certain areas to support you, to also spread your wings and perform better as a professional.
Networking and spreading your wings. Generally speaking, if you look at the situation in your country, Uganda, how is how are preparations going on at your own club level and in sister or brother clubs? What are the expectations of our brothers and sisters regarding TCON 2024?
Ugandans are always excited when it comes to such events. We actually have a list of Toastmasters who would like to travel to Mombasa. It is developing every day, and we try to encourage them. Some of them have never been to such an event. We try to encourage them to register for the event so that they don't miss out. I have been to Mombasa 3 times now as a district official, and I've enjoyed meeting different people, colleagues who are serving in different divisions and areas. And the excitement, I remember the last time we visited, Toastmaster Wangechi Gitahi, who is a Kenyan working in Uganda, took us around Mombasa, and we had so much fun. We didn't want to leave Mombasa the following day.
Yes.
we keep on searching for the best places around Mombasa, and people are so excited to visit Mombasa. Of course, most of them have never visited Mombasa, and they can never wait for this event.
Beautiful. It's great to hear about the enthusiasm that is gaining ground in your country. Looking forward to welcoming them for the TCON conference in Mombasa. As you've rightly put it, sandy beaches, warm weather, great food, great culture, and an even greater people waiting to welcome this mega conference. I'd like to go back to something that you mentioned earlier in your introduction. You said that you joined on April 1st, 2018. As much as it is widely known to be a fool's day, you didn't suffer fools for your decision. As a Toastmaster, what are some of the skills, according to you, that you've learned over your time here, which have proven to be invaluable, both for your work and for you as an individual?
As I said earlier, I had been a boss for almost 5 years, and people working under me were not excited about my speeches. Sometimes I would go to the Minister of Education to present policy reports, and they were not excited. They would tell me, Wilson, we might lose these projects if you don't communicate well. Let us be the ones to communicate. Even if you're the one who is supposed to do it, let's be the ones to speak on behalf so that we can have our projects, set.
Mm.
And when I joined Toastmasters, I spent about 4 months without delivering my icebreaker speech until my mentor, Beverly Nambozo, said, Wilson, stopping the timer. I used to take on the timer role
Yes.
so that I'm not asked to speak. But one day she told me, you have to start speaking. And I was really, really so scared because the first three speakers, the ladies who spoke before me, were really fantastic speakers. And I told my VPE, do you know what? I think I should speak the next time. I don't feel comfortable speaking today. And she said, no, try. And I tried. The only good thing about me that day was that I was so smart. And everybody had told me, Wilson, you look so smart. What did you buy? That's crap. And I said to myself, okay, if I can't speak well, at least I look good. Let me just go and stand before the audience. And I struggled to speak. I had a beautiful story because I had a humble background, and then I had really achieved a lot. And so my story was fantastic, but I wasn't audible, wasn't loud enough. And after the meeting, DTM Christine Navidio held me, said, Wilson, why don't you speak with confidence? You have such a stage presence. Why don't you enjoy yourself before the audience? You speak so well when you're talking one-on-one, but when you stand before this audience, you just coil. You just can't speak well. And I decided to deliver several speeches within the next 2 months to gain some confidence because that was my challenge. And within 2 months, I realized that I was gaining confidence. And for me, Toastmasters is such a fantastic program. It is the only program that gives you an opportunity to speak more often before a live audience. And the more you speak before a live audience, you become better. There's no other organization in the world that can do that for you. And the other thing I want to mention is the fact that there are other skills that we develop as a Toastmaster. You realize that most of the projects that we attempt in Toastmasters are leadership projects. And when you attempt them, when you take time to understand how to go about them, you become a better leader. Talk about projects like writing a speech with purpose, understanding your communication style, understanding your leadership style, speaking before a difficult audience. All these are fantastic projects that can help you become a better person, a better leader along the way. So for me, Toastmasters, I always say, is the best personal development organization.
The best personal development organization that gives you a platform to speak before an audience to become better. In terms of your work, you mentioned that you are a research fellow. You've been able to interact with key people, I am guessing both in the public and private sectors. In your interactions with such experts and intellectuals, has your Toastmasters journey been of great help to your professional growth? If so, can you cite maybe an example or two that come to mind?
Yes, when you are a Toastmaster and you are intentional about growth, you realize that you are able to choose the key information that you have to share. Because we can spend so much time talking about so many things because some of the fields are diverse. But as a Toastmaster, you are able to pick the key issues that you want to share. And it also helps you to become a better researcher. Because before you speak before an audience, you are able to do some research, know the kind of information that you want to share, because you don't have so much time to talk about everything. But what is that kind of information you want to share with the audience? The takeaways for them to go back and say, okay, we learned this from this speaker. But you also learn how to be convincing, because in Toastmasters, as you know, we learn how to speak differently. If it's a social event, you can deliver a social speech. If you're delivering findings, there's a way you deliver findings. If you're supposed to motivate an audience, you do that as a Toastmaster. And so for me, being able to speak differently, depending on the purpose of the speech, is something that I like about Toastmasters, because you are able to understand how you will present a certain speech to a different audience. Is it women? Is it young people? Is it entrepreneurs? You're able to know how to communicate with different audiences.
Well, tailoring your speech to the audience you are speaking to. Now, we may be aware that today there are, following this program and this podcast, maybe there's an aspiring Toastmaster who maybe doesn't understand what Toastmasters can do for them, or have never wanted or have never been curious enough to find out more about Toastmasters, but they know that they have the need and they require of what Toastmasters gives. As a seasoned Toastmaster yourself, for such an aspiring individual, what would you tell to that lady or gentleman looking at you right now about Toastmasters if they asked you, should I join Toastmasters? How will this be important to me in the months, months, and the years to come?
Well, first of all, I would like to inform colleagues who are watching us that everybody joins Toastmasters at a different level. There's a colleague who was speaking well, and I spent about 3 years convincing him to join Toastmasters. He was such a fantastic speaker. He would come and attend meetings and he would ask me, Wilson, how am I going to benefit from this program? I already speak well. I speak better than these guys. So I told him that in Toastmasters, there's something for everyone. Even if you're already a good speaker, you'll become a remarkable speaker. Now, I knew that he had some shortcomings whenever he spoke. And when he joined Toastmasters, he told me, Wilson, I used to have so many pause fillers. He used to think that he was speaking so
Yes.
well, but he had so many pause fillers. And being a Toastmaster now, he has cut out all the pause fillers and is such a remarkable speaker. And he thanks me for convincing him to join Toastmasters. But I also want to emphasize the fact that not all of us are born great speakers. I give
Absolutely.
you my example. I struggled for over 15 years. When I speak before audiences now, I even wonder, who am I speaking for this? Because I know where I came from.
Yeah.
And so when you join Toastmasters and you're intentional, you will always become a better speaker, because there are so many opportunities for you to learn from those who's on Toastmasters. The speech evaluations, for example, sometimes when you're evaluating someone else, I always tell people that when they are evaluating someone else's speech, you should also learn, because it is not only for that person, but all of us. And there's a club in Uganda called Kampala Sunrise. They specialize in speech evaluations. After speaking, your speech evaluator
Well,
delivers an evaluation of your speech immediately. They're not even given a chance to write their notes now. So for me, I want to encourage anyone who wants to improve or enhance their communication skills to join Toastmasters, because it is a proven organization. No doubt about that. No doubt about that. The more you attempt your projects, the more you speak before live audience, the more you take into consideration the evaluations of your speech evaluators, you always improve. And I always say that the number one skill you need as a leader is public speaking. That is the number one skill. You don't even have to be so intelligent. Sometimes we attend meetings and they cluster you, and then they ask people, who is going to present before this audience representing this group? And so many people say, no, you choose someone else. But somebody who speaks on behalf of the group is actually perceived to be more intelligent, yet he or she is just representing the group that was discussing
yes.
those views. But because he's presenting himself to represent them, people think he's more intelligent, he's more, and both of these days are actually promoting people who communicate better than those who are more intelligent. Because if you are so intelligent and you can't communicate, you can't share the knowledge that you have, nobody will know that you're such an intelligent person. But somebody who knows how to communicate, even if they're getting information from other people and they're able to present it well, they're more respected. And people think they're more intelligent, more presentable. And that's why I want to encourage people to enhance their communication skills.
Those who speak well and have their ideas communicated can also be promoted at work. Now, one word on Toastmasters, the format of what a Toastmasters meeting or a club looks like. You have mentioned about fantastic speakers. You've mentioned about contests, as we will expect to have them in the upcoming TCON. But on the part of a regular club meeting, you know that there are usually prepared speeches, impromptu speeches. Then, as you've rightly mentioned, the specialty of Kampala Sunrise, we have speech evaluation. Over the years and with your experience as a seasoned Toastmaster, what have you come to enjoy in your communication journey? Which skill did you find a lot of ease in developing? Where else or which other skill did you have a higher degree of difficulty in developing to reach to where you have today?
That's an interesting question. I used to struggle to vary my voice. And I remember Toastmaster Christina video told me, Wilson, why do you have a low voice when you're speaking before a large audience? Why don't you speak the way you speak with me? The way you speak with me is the same way you should be speaking before a big audience. I used to struggle to vary my voice. And along the way, I've learned that when you vary your voice, you're able to emphasize points or issues, and people are able to follow you. People are able to enjoy the way you speak. And for me, that is the one skill I can talk about that I have enhanced along the way, because it took me long. It took me almost 2 years to learn how to use my voice. I used to struggle so much. But these days,
Oh,
I don't struggle using my voice.
well, vocal variation. Which skill do you enjoy practicing the most in any regular meeting or contest when the occasion presents itself?
Again, I used to stand in one place, and I never used to use my body to speak. But along the way, I learned that when you use your body to speak, you're more expressive, and people are able to enjoy the way you speak. They're able to follow you as you speak. They're not bored. Sometimes I used to speak and people would pick their phones, and I think they would start sending messages to their friends. But as I learned to use my body, I found out that people were enjoying my speeches and I was able to express myself. And these days, I actually encourage other people. I even train them to use their bodies. Your body must speak. If you say, I am excited, you should show that you're excited. If you're not
Indeed.
excited, you should show that you're not excited as you speak. So for me, your expression as a speaker is something that is very important. And I've been working a lot on that. And I really think I've developed a lot along the way.
All right. A word on leadership. As you have refined your skills in speaking in public to different audiences, you've also, as you rightly mentioned, occupied leadership positions both in your club and beyond your club to serve other clubs and other administrative units as they are organized within the Toastmasters movement. What are some of the precious lessons that serving in Toastmasters has taught you? For anyone who also is looking to improve on their leadership qualities, what advice do you have for them?
Yesterday was a Toastmaster at Zumaridi Toastmasters Club, and the theme I chose was finishing strong. Now, in most cases, we start strongly because we are excited about our responsibilities, but along the way, we lose that energy, and some people don't even care about the goals that they want to achieve. But the one thing I always emphasize is How do you want to be remembered as a leader? For me, that is one thing that really, really pushes me to greater heights. I want to be successful. I want people to talk about me as someone who achieved a lot. And so, Toastmasters, we have the opportunity because it's a challenge as a leader. We are volunteers. It's a challenge to support colleagues. It's a challenge to motivate colleagues to make sure that you achieve what you set out to achieve. And so, Toastmasters for me makes you somebody who never gives up if you want. Of course, we have some leaders who don't care about their success. Being a leader in Toastmasters is such a challenge. It stretches you. And so if you really want to achieve a lot, you really have to work hard. You have to think about your legacy. And that is what pushes me to greater heights all the time. I really want people to remember me as somebody who succeeded, not a failure.
Well, very strong words from a dependable leader. Now, we're almost at the tail end of our podcast today. And so far, we've had 50% of those who've registered to attend TCON having fully paid up, giving their commitment to attend this year's conference to be held in Mombasa. Within 60 seconds, what word would you give to the remainder of the group who have signed up but are yet to honor their commitment to show up for this once in a lifetime opportunity? What word do you have for them? Take it away.
Now, if you want to be inspired as a Toastmaster, there's no better event that can inspire you better than TCON. In Uganda right now, you're preparing for our division conference, which is happening on Saturday. And it's a replica of what happens at TCON. That's how we organize it. And we are encouraging all the Toastmasters in Uganda, seasoned Toastmasters, people who want to be inspired to come and attend the conference. Because most people who belong to different clubs have never met inspirational Toastmasters. It is the only place where you'll find people who inspire you so much. I remember the first time I attended the Tutorials Council meeting here in Kampala at Serena Hotel, and I met the current international president, Morag. I was so inspired. I met so many Toastmasters who had made it, most of yeah. And from that time, I chose to be a serious Toastmaster because these were people who inspired me so much. The kind of ideas they had, the way they spoke, the way they inspired other people. I just wanted to be like them. And if you really want to spread your wings, this is the only opportunity you have because you never have another chance. It happens just once a year. If you miss this one, you'll have to wait for another 365 days to have an opportunity to meet inspirational people.
Well, cometh the hour, cometh the statement, cometh from the man himself. If you want to be inspired, then TCON is the place to be. Thank you, Wilson, for showing up for today's podcast. And ladies and gentlemen, as you have rightly seen, Toastmasters is the place to be. As our mantra says, this is where leaders are made. And just to give you an idea of what awaits you once do you join a Toastmasters club, or if you are already in one, what awaits you at Toastmasters East Africa Conference in Mombasa? You get a once in a lifetime opportunity to see some of the excellent speakers drawn from more than 10 countries in the region and the District 114. You also get to join more than 270,000 members spread over 14,200 clubs in 143 countries. In short, you get to join a global movement that has made people like you and me to be confident and competent speakers, and by extension, leaders. You will hear inspiring speeches. You will take precious lessons. You will learn to give and receive feedback. You will also learn how to serve. Most importantly, you will meet leaders, you will meet experts, you will meet influential thought and opinion experts from all walks of life. That is just a nutshell of what awaits you at the upcoming Toastmasters East Africa Conference 2024 that will be held in a little less than a month from now, starting from the 9th to the 11th of May this year. This has been a great show on the TCast as we await TCon. And I know from Kampala, Uganda, where our brother Wilson is, and from my and in Nairobi, it's been lovely. It's been a pleasure. It's been a wonderful experience. Thank you all for showing up. Thank you for coming. Thank you for attending in large numbers, for the different Toastmasters clubs, for the visiting Toastmasters and aspiring Toastmasters. Your love and your comfort with us for this hour that we have been together in the podcast has been warm. We look forward to seeing you in Mombasa, where the weather is even warmer, and we will be closer. Wilson and I and many others will be waiting to receive you. As from my side in Nairobi and from Wilson's side in Kampala, it's goodbye for now. Enjoy the rest of your day, and to our Muslim brothers, Eid un Saldun. Happy Eid. Thank you, Wilson, once more.
Thank you, Eric. Enjoy your weekend.
Enjoy the rest of your day, sir.
Thank you
Bye
so
bye.
much, guys. I'll chat you in the group. I'm still so blocked. I'll chat you later. Let me end it here. Have a lovely day.
Thank you too.